Boogie, drop that beat.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Talking Out Loud with Miss Talkative. Everything I say is my own opinion, alleged, and strictly entertainment purposes. Remember, I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe. Comment on the video, let me know what you think. Now, on Real Housewives of Atlanta Reunion Part 1, when Kenya brought up how Martell wanted to put out the revenge pee on Melody, I was screaming. I was like, yes, finally, is reaching higher heights, and hopefully it gets talked about even more. And I believe Carlos Dirt is coming back to bite him. He wanted Martell on Real Housewives of Atlanta, in my opinion, to potentially ruin it so he can, get asked back, so people can say, oh, Carlos had to come back to Real Housewives of Atlanta so he could save it. Or he just wanted Martell over there so it can open the door back up for his return. Either way it go. And in my opinion, it's backfiring, because he thought he was really doing something with the fake relationship between Martell and Shereé, but because Martell could not hold up his end of the deal and go along with the relationship, and people kept he couldn't keep his yuck mouth baby mama from running to the blogs or speaking on social media. He couldn't stop being seen with other women. So their whole cover was blown way before, the revenge pee and everything else had came about. So what Carlos tried to do, in my opinion, it just did not work. It didn't mix, and people wasn't buying it. And so after a while, when it was like people are not buying it, Shereé finally got the picture and was like, even though Shereé was, I think she really, when she said she really liked Martell, I believe she really did like Martell. But Martell was in it for what he can get out of it. It was a real business arrangement for Martell. Yeah, he was going to get everything he can get out of it, whether it was sex, whether it was money, whether it was a broader spotlight. And ultimately, in my opinion, it was to benefit Carlos the most. And that's my opinion. Not nothing has been proven, but Carlos probably called Kenya and was like, why did you say that? Because we all know that they friends. And he was like, you have no idea what you just did. Because a lot of people watch Real Housewives of Atlanta versus watching Love and Marriage Huntsville. So with it being out there, stuck out there, it's reaching, a whole new level, in my opinion. But I think that, Carlos probably was asking Kenya, why did she do this, that, and the third? Because actually, Carlos trying to clean up Martell's image and, and get him, get his stuff all cleaned up. And it's like, when this came about, when Kenya, stated this about him wanting to release the revenge pee, it's now making other people like, wait a minute. And so now Carlos is like, I got to put this S on my chest once again to come and straighten something up. And so I wonder, did he know that Kenya had brought it up in before it aired? Did she tell him, or did she or was it like mind blowing for him like it was for everybody else. But I did hear, you know, well, I was hoping that Andy did ask Shereé, a couple of more questions regarding, Sexgate, but I can understand why he didn't because, something like that, it could get them involved with, other legalities that, are much bigger than what they actually know about the situation because they really don't know anything about the situation. So he probably couldn't ask any questions or go into it because he know it's probably, legalities and stuff that could potentially lead them into court. But I did hear Shereé, trying to shoot it down, talking about she does not know anything about it being true or, all these rumors and stuff. But I was like, Shereé, shut up. Because if you don't know it to be true, you don't know it to be fake either. And it's been said by Martell himself that he sent the picture. It's been said by Yuck Mouth on more than one occasion that she have the tape. And it's been said by Carson that, the whole scheme, it was exposed. So, Shereé, if you said you backed off of him because of the noise, actually, it's a message in the noise. It's that you should have actually picked up on. So, I feel like if she said she watched the show, then she should have said, she shouldn't have said anything. She should have just been like, yeah, I just backed up. But for her to try to say, I don't know. And I understand she want to remain friends with Martell. She want to remain friends with Carlos. But at the end of the day, Shereé, you are a woman. And you're a black woman. Act like it. But since Kenya, brought up Sexgate and opened it up to a much bigger platform, I wonder will OWN and Carlos be forced to deal with it now? Because Sexgate to me, is not to be saved for the reunion. It shouldn't be. It's not a topic that should be, that they just talk about at the reunion. I think that this is, a much bigger topic, a much bigger discussion. And if they were going to talk about it, it shouldn't be, discussed on the show, at the reunion or anything. Carlos could have, in my opinion, probably did a special segment into, either him and Martell or whatever, to speak about Sexgate instead of, just acting like it's non-existent. So I wonder, are they going to actually speak about it? But now more people in other networks may force, Carlos and OWN to actually deal with it. And I hope so. And even though Melody may be working on behind the scenes, OWN and Carlos should have, they should have been handling it from their standpoint, since Melody and Martell both are employed by them. So I really feel as though that they dropped the ball with Melody. They refused to speak on it, and they didn't do anything to protect Melody. So I hope when the court proceedings are over and Melody gets what she needs from OWN and Carlos, I hope she sues them and bleeds them dry. Because just like OWN is a brand, Carlos has a brand, Melody also has her own brand and a huge following. And they didn't care that Sexgate could have ruined Melody's brand and tarnished her name in the industry before she was able to get into it good. And who's to say that she didn't lose business deals on behalf of Sexgate? Who's to say that businesses weren't looking at her, and because of all the drama surrounding her personal life, some companies don't want to have the negative impact brought to their brands. So I want to know if On or Carlos still feels that they could continue to skip past this, because Kenya is Carlos' friend, and she has stated that Carlos stated to Carlos that she does not like the disrespect towards women. So if Carlos did call her and say something, I hope that she got in his behind and let him know that you can't, this is not something that you can just take lightly or skip over. And that's just my opinion. I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know what you think.